Here we are checking in the wild card standings. Like we said, we are in a very, very, very good position. We are right here in the mix for the wild card, 15 and 14 after we got done with April. And we're in a good spot. Let's see if we can keep those good times rolling. Here we go. Starting May off with a pivotal situation against San Diego. A team we just want to, again, we want to get these wins, especially in division. And what better than a team that's kind of been a thorn in our side. They haven't had the best of seasons, but they've kind of been still beating us when we think that this is the team that we can beat and should be consistently beating. Brian Abreu against Ezekiel Tovar. Tovar in a sticky spot. 2 on, 2 down. A big home run would win this game, but now in any sense of the word, will lose it, and he does not get enough on that hanging slurve. Padres will start things off here with a win against the Rockies as they pick up, look at that, Meyer and Bogarts together on the same team. I would have dreamed of it. I guess on the wrong team. It is what it is. We focus on the Colorado Rockies, and we're focusing in on another divisional game. We sit 16 and 16. The Giants sit 15 and 19. Another team, again, we are just trying to get these wins in division, just trying to stack them up. We got James Mora on the mound. 31 innings pitched, hasn't been fantastic, a 5.23 ERA. Striking out just 18% of guys, walking a good 9% of guys, so hasn't been the best showing from Mora. This is the first time we've really seen him since his debut, and it starts off much like that debut. A runner on early in the inning. Brings up Jung-Hoo Lee, who sent this one past Domine, now 2 on to begin the inning. Got the first out, but is yet to get the second as 2 batters reach here. Jung-Hoo Lee, one of the top signings from a few seasons ago. Anthony Santander, former Oriole, current Giant, looks good in orange and black. No matter how you slice it, he goes yard, 103 miles per hour, and not the start you want from Mora, especially a guy that we've been debating how much longer does he have. And it doesn't look like it's going to be much longer if he keeps up this pace. J.P. Crawford, he's going to lay into this one, and this is going to get over Zach Veen's head. 4 straight reach, single home run, double after the first out of the inning by Mora. And he just can't evade bats, especially early on in the counts. And right here, 0-1 count. Another base hit. Guys are just knowing to jump on him. Don't give him a situation where he can use one of his top pitches. He's going to try to go fastball. Jump on that fastball when you can. That's the scouting report, and it's working to perfection. Stephen Kwan laying out. Sports Center type play to get out of the inning, but that's what it took to get out of the inning. 4 runs come across and shut out our camera crew. This was the most important spot in the inning. This was pivotal. That was the play we wanted to show at the end. Brings up Alexi Escobedo, a guy that we were going to take if it weren't for the Giants taking him. A good thing we did. I think we got the better player between him and Bud Leonard. However, Escobedo starting to figure things out a bit. That strikeout rate very high and continues with that 100-mile-per-hour heater that he employs. He is an absolute savage out there. Stats don't back it up. This kid can pitch it, and there's a reason why he was number 1 on my board. Again, good thing for us that we weren't given that choice. Nolan Jones goes as far as he can without hitting one out, right to the warning track. Victor Robles is there to put it away, and Jones, nice little salute, ends the inning. 4-run deficit before we could say go, and Mora back out there. Kwan, this didn't go over his head, and this lead is going to continue. How much longer is this Mora experience? He just might not have been ready. I think we should have given him at least a chance in the minor leagues before we called him up. It's probably my fault that we got him up so quickly. He's not even going to get out of the second inning. It's going to be it for Mora. 7 hits in just 30, 40 pitches thrown, and that's it. We're going to bring in Marco Garcia. Basically a Marco Garcia game. And just spoiler alert, did not go well no matter who we had on the mound. Garcia's pitched very well. 16 games, 25 innings out of a bulk reliever for us in that middle. Jung-Hoo Lee sees a hanger and puts it into right field. Zach Veen plays it off the wall, but a run does come across to score it 6-0. Giants up in front. Again, just a pure hitter. And actually lefty's doing a decent damage against Garcia. Marco gets Santander. Santander looking for player of the week honors. 2 times up, 2 home runs through 2 innings. Santander gets another one. It is 8-0 Giants in this one. This game's pretty much over. Pretty much over. Already, game started. Pretty much over. That's just how it's been. You know, it just is what it do be. 399 on the distance. Victor Robles up. This one's going to split the gap, and yeah, 2 more are going to score. It's already 10-run deficit before the Rockies, get their third swings at it. Haven't even been through the lineup once, and the Giants already been through it 3 times. 12-0 in the fourth. As Thairo Estrada laying out as Tovar starts the double play, finishes it. That's a beautiful turn. Garcia says thank you, but a shit ton of runs have already scored. What even inning is it? Mid-4? Yeah, 17 hits through 4 innings. I'll have to check. I couldn't find the most amount of hits ever through 4 innings, but that has to be contender for the most all time. Just has to be. Jazz Chisholm going to come up in the fourth, and Chris Paul hits a 3-pointer. Bang! 45-point deficit for the Suns. Consolation, just for you. This is for you at home. You on your phone, on your laptop, on your wherever you're watching. It's just for you, pointing directly at you. I wanted to show you a Jazz Chisholm home run. I don't think we've gone an episode without at least 1 or 2 of them. And that's for you. This game's over, but I showed that anyway. Tovar. He cranks one. Now we're cooking. 3 runs in this inning. Now we're only down by 9. Now if the first inning never happened, we'd be only down by 5. Baseball's a long season, man. You're going to have to take your lumps. It's fine. You got 162 of these things. You don't want to waste any, but 162 of them. You're not going to win them all. Alex Cora back in 2024 said it best. Some days you're going to kick some ass. Some days you're going to get your ass kicked. We got our ass kicked. 18-7 it ended up being. We just fast forward through it. You didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. We didn't want to see it. So I wasn't going to show it. I wasn't going to embarrass myself. I wasn't going to embarrass you guys. So here we are. That's it for this one. Yes, Juan Guerrero had it right. Head up, looking at the stars, praying. 24 hits for the Giants, 8 for us. Still, offensively, that's a good game. You win probably 80% of the games when you score 7. And when you give 18, I think you lose 99.9% of those games. Just so happened those numbers favored the Giants, and that will do it here. A couple of highlight plays, but yeah. We're just going to erase this one from memory banks. This one definitely never happened. If you think it happened, well, fun fact, it didn't. And I don't think it happened because I live in reality. Where this one did. Yeah, it was bad. Everyone had a hit for the Giants, and most players had 2. Most of them had 3. Some of them had 4 hits. It was just everyone getting into it. Only 3 home runs hit, too. This was like 90 doubles, a couple triples, just hit after hit after hit. Escobedo went 5. He got a couple strikeouts, and they only used 2 pitchers all game. We had a good day from Jazz Chisholm. Double by Tovar, double by Hernandez. Tovar, Romo, and Chisholm had home runs. Mora got 1 inning. Garcia gave up 6. Hardesty gave up 6. And that's going to do it. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back. No more. We're sending down Mora. It just isn't working right now. A 6.75 ERA, a 1.94 WHIP, 5.13 FIP. It just isn't the move. The corresponding move, Brandon Barrera is going to come up. He has a sub-2 ERA. He will be the move, and we're just going to give James Moore the time to figure things out in the minor leagues. It's cruel of us to bring him up the way we did. Thought it was going to work. It's not. Just work on that control. Work on those, missing bats, and that's how we're going to do it. Jumping into this one, we're facing off against the Giants again, and Zach Veen is going to get this one to drop. Dive in left field, no good. Runner's going to come around the score. Believe that's Tovar, and Zach Veen ties this one up against Camilo Doval, one of the best pitchers in the game, regardless if it is reliever, starter, no matter what. He is solid, and that is going to be a hit, a big hit for Zach Veen and company. We tied this one up here in the top of the inning. Nolan Jones is going to go down on a check swing. Going to leave up Jazz Chisholm, the walk-off guy. He is the man we want at the plate in this situation. This one gets by the first baseman. Running around third is Veen, coming home to score. He'll touch home plate before right fielder even gets to pick it up, and that is going to do it. Jazz Chisholm again mobbed by his teammates. We've seen him do this about 700,000 times already in his short time in Colorado, and we pick one up. They kicked our fucking ass, kicked our doors in, absolutely dummied us the other day, and we come back and get some revenge here. So that's nice. That's nice. I thought so. You thought so. We both thought so. Drew Romo, unfortunately, is going to tear his ligament in his finger. He'll be out, for a month or two. That's going to bring up Cody Freeman, and we're also going to give Ralphie Velasquez a whole bunch of time to be our starting catcher. Move right along to Marco Garcia's moment here against the Brewers. Last time we saw him, he was getting his doors beat down by the Giants. This time against the Brewers, one of the surprisingly good lineups in the game. He has a pretty good game going. So far, he has a complete game shutout. Under 100 pitches he's thrown to this point. And he's going to be in a battle with Andrew Monasterio. But Garcia, we moved into the rotation. That was the corresponding move for what's-his-face going down and toiling in the minor leagues. Now, James Mora going down there to get some work done. This was the corresponding move to that. And Barrera is going to take the bullpen role that Garcia held. And that is going to be kind of how we played that roster move. But this is a great performance from a guy that didn't quite, and I don't think he did bad in spring training. Obviously pitched decently well when he was up with us last year. But kind of we went with the upside play. Maybe should have stuck to number 4 here. Marco Garcia, the Kansas State guy, loves wearing purple. But we just went with what I thought was right at the time, and it just wasn't. Maybe Mora starts in the bullpen. That helps a little bit more. But either way, history's history. We have to live with it. This is what we're going to go with. Marco Garcia getting the chance to show us ace potential. I think we have 4 aces potentially have pitched in the majors so far. And you have Rafael Parra in the wings, which I think we could have like one of the nastiest rotations to ever happen. Juan Soto gets a hit there, but when doesn't modern-day Dominican Ted Williams get one? He brings up Jackson Churio now, one of the top players in all of the league. He fouls off the first one. But seeing this moment from Garcia has been spectacular. 4 hits given up. That was the last one. 6 Ks, 2 walks so far, and just trying to get a ground ball here. He will. Slow roller. Tovar flips it to Amador. Amador back to first, and 9 innings complete. No runs given up. Again, 4 hits, 6 Ks, 2 walks for Marco Garcia, trying to be a long-term fixture in this rotation. He very might well be. Great pitching by him. And look, Ma, I'm home. Fenway Park came a-calling. I answered that call. My favorite place on earth, even with being the GM of the Rockies, I think it's okay for me to say that. America's most beloved ballpark. We still are sitting at 500 waiting for that moment where we turn it on. We will see if this is the moment that we were waiting for. Lost against the Giants in our full game here. Want to change that pattern here in Fenway Park. Beautiful, beautiful Fenway Park. Look at all those championships. I've loved every single one of them, but no more. They gave Tim Wakefield's number away, but it's Pablo Lopez, so you can't be too mad about it. 4.20 ERA, 51 strikeouts in 45 innings. So a key free agency signing for Boston, and he's doing quite well with them. So here's 49 for you. Facing off against Zach Veen, who's hitting .325 up to this point. Breakout Zach Veen's season was here. I think I called this could be the breakout season for him. He walks. Nolan Jones swings under that fastball high. He'll strike out. Big K brings up Jazz Chisholm. He'll look at a nasty circle change. Did just clip that zone. So a walk given up, but 2 strikeouts. Get Lopez out of it. Duran, Rosario, and Marsh when we return here from Boston, Massachusetts. Bud Leonard, not from Boston, Massachusetts, from Washington, former Cougar. 3.45 ERA for him. He's having a very solid season. Jarren Duran starts this thing off, however, with a grounder through the 4-hole in the infield. Now get into right field for a hit. Jazz Chisholm is going to come up firing after Tristan Casas bloops this one in. Close play at the plate. Jarren Duran is safe, however. Very close play. Velasquez, our starting catcher now, with Romo gone. And look at this. Casas, just professional hitter, becoming one of the better hitters in the game right now. Free agent at the end of the season. We'll see what he decides to do, whether stay in Boston or move on elsewhere. He gets the first run on the board for either team. Bud Leonard strikes out Rafael Devers with a beautiful changeup on the outside part of the zone. It was never a strike, but when you have that fastball that rides the way that Leonard's does, that changeup makes you think. And with 2 strikes and Devers being able to damage anything he touches, not a terrible decision to swing. Masataka Yoshida. He's going to pop up the Jazz Chisholm in the outfield. And he is going to pop out. That will do it. 3 hits for the Red Sox. Get to Leonard, and they get 1 off of a bloop hit by Casas. Beautiful slide by Duran. Saves them the out. Ezequiel Tovar, he lifts this one high. Doesn't have to go too deep in Fenway, and this will clank off the monster. He's going to be in second base standing up. One of my favorite things in the history of ever, that green monster. And Tovar, really a beautiful shortstop. He would love playing here full time. You have that home run wall. You have that double wall right there. You have a pretty deep outfield on the other sides of places. Obviously, good infield defense is always appreciated in Boston. But that will do it. Nothing else comes of the inning. As a ground out ends it. Kyle Teal, one of the big 3 saviors that Boston was parading a few years ago, and is now in his 4th season up with the team. He strikes out. Mikey Romero, the shortstop they decided to hang on to after they traded Marcelo Meyer, swings and misses at that one. So a couple big prospects, former big prospects, now contributors strike out there. Lopez striking out Steven Kwan. It's a strikeout fest, and this one just high heat. Go get it. He can't. And both pitchers having some highlights here. It's a pitcher highlight frenzy. Zach Veen back up for the second time. This time he's going to go gapping the other way. He's going to pepper that monster. One hops it. And in there to second base. A competitive throw, but no slide needed. As Veen now on second base with a big double. Just inside outs that baseball, plays that monster beautifully. Jazz Chisholm going to center field. Runner on third now. That's going to be enough to tag him up. A single by Jones got him there, and Chisholm ties this ball game up with a deep fly ball to center field. One of the deeper outfields in all of the game. Just a weird park and a beautiful park, man. I love how individualized every baseball stadium is, and You don't get much more individualized than this ballpark. Devers puts it away for the third and final out. 1 run, 3 hits apiece for both teams through this part of the game. Tristan Casas goes down swinging on that Bud Leonard curveball. Don't be too ashamed, Tristan. Everyone does it. Trust me. Chisholm, he is going to track this one down off of the wall. Yoshida peppering that wall, and it's going to be 2 runners in scoring position, no outs for the Bo Sox, as Yoshida, his 7th double of the season, gets Boston in the driver's seat, and the potential ability to really put this one not away early, but give them a good lead. Look at him just kind of reach out and slap it. Kyle Teal will send this one to center field. Kwan just about got there. Never threw his glove up. I think he would have been able to get it if he just threw his glove up. That would have been 1 run. And instead, it will be a ground rule double and 2 runs for Kyle Teal. Jaron Duran, center field. Kwan will let it bounce in front of him. Comes up firing to the plate. Play is going to be close, but Velasquez had to kind of get up that line to go get it. And that will be a 4-1 ball game. 3-run lead for Boston. Duran slap single in front of Kwan. Speaking of slap singles, here's Brandon Marsh, a very good free agent signing. He's having a fantastic year here in Boston. Another lefty outfielder. This lefty, they have like 7 lefties going today. And I don't think that's just because we have a righty. I think that's just what they have to do. Casas ends the inning. 5 runs total for the Red Sox, 4 in that inning. It is 5-1. Leonard's still out there. He's trying to get through the 6th. Amador tries to jump up and get that Duran double. He can't get to it. Duran, speed to burn. The angry lizard, they call him. If you ever watch him run, he looks like one of those basilisk lizards who run on water. And Brandon Barrera is going to come in. His 3rd career Major League game. 1 1/3 innings pitched. Trying to get out of this jam, and he will. As Ahmed Rosario, he has speed as well, but grounds out. And that is going to be it for the inning. Amador, who hit a couple home runs in Fenway Park a few seasons ago, he's going to go the opposite way. Clanks off the scoreboard down there, and he will be in there sliding safely for a double. 8th of the season for Amador here in the middle of May. Opposite way. Get far enough in that corner, you're still able to get a double. Tommy Domine, he's going to go opposite field gapping. Not quite get by the outfielders, but deep enough for the run to score. Domine is going to be sitting at first base with an RBI single. Again, just went the other way with it. Fastball low, sauced it out there, and Lopez is going to get yanked. And that will be the day for Pablo Lopez. So both starters out of the game already. And Brian Mata is going to come in, former top prospect for the Red Sox, is finally being able to stay healthy. And Vian's going to get another double off the wall. Runners had to stay put for a second. Here comes 1 run. Jones trying to follow, and he's out. That's actually Stephen Kwan, excuse me. Stephen Kwan is out. Again, had to wait just that second to make sure that ball was getting down. Obviously, Velasquez behind him. He had to kind of wait up, but beautiful relay. Mikey Romero just shuffling his feet just enough. Good job by Kyle Teal to direct him, and a big run saved. Nolan Jones now up this time. He's going to single this one into center field. Run's going to come around to score. That would have been a tie ball game. Now you're down by 1, and Nolan Jones fired up as we are coming back. The comeback Colorado Rockies. You've heard it before. You've seen it before. Runners off. Chisholm's golfs it to the left field off the wall. Marsh plays it. We're going to get aggressive. Here comes Jones. Jones, the throw. Another play at the plate. 2 outs at home plate this inning. And what could have been 2, 3, maybe more runs scored than we already did. It's going to be set there. So 3 runs come across the score. It's 5-4. And again, we could potentially be having the lead right now, but we're going to settle for down by 1. Look at that. Extension by Rafi Devers. And a huge throw over to Tristan Casas. You don't see many fantastic defensive plays like that for Rafi. but he able to surprise you every once in a while. Domine tosses that one into left field. That will do it for the 8th inning. Sox get one more chance. Kyle Teal against Brendan Barrera, and Barrera slider dot. He came in and has pitched nothing but good baseball over 2 innings pitched by Barrera, giving you the valuable innings. This is going to bring up lefty Garrett Crochet out of the bullpen to slam the door potentially. Red Sox almost always have had really, really, really good closers going all the way back to Rick Riordan. Lee Smith made a stop here. Eckersley both started and closed for the Red Sox. You had Papelbon, you had Kimbrel, you had all these guys come in and be great closers, and Crochet is trying to add to that. Ralphie Velasquez loves power hitting against lefties. I don't know what it is, but he mashes those guys, gets it over Roman Anthony's head, bounces into the bullpen for a ground rule double, runner on second to start the inning. Backup catcher and the athletic freak Cody Freeman will come in to pinch run at second base. All we need is 1 run. That's all we need. Stephen Kwan trying to deliver it. Deep left field. Going back is Marsh. Leaping up. Can't make the catch. Freeman had to wait, and we will learn our lesson. We will stop at third base. You have 2 runners in scoring position. And nobody out here with the top of the lineup coming right up. Stephen Kwan, another extra inning base, or late inning extra base hit to keep this game alive. Zach Veen, 2 for 3 on the year, now hitting over 330 again. He will swing and whiff on that slider for the second out of the inning. Crochet throwing nasty stuff and just missing it was Veen. Nolan Jones, they get a free pass to first base. The Red Sox aren't going to deal with him. He's already burned him a couple of times, and he hits exceptionally well against lefties. Jazz Chisholm does not. And he will pop this one up on the infield. Infield fly is in effect. Now it comes down to Yanquiel Fernandez try to keep this one going. They're actually going to switch pitchers. Tom Cosgrove is going to come in here and try to close it out. And Yanquiel, opposite field, lazily hit. Two runners in scoring position, no outs. Nothing comes of it. Rarely do you see hit 2 doubles in an inning and you don't score a run. Crochet and Cosgrove combine to close things out here, and that will do it from Fenway Park. I'll say it again. Is what it do be. Red Sox pull out the victory. Cost us a blue pit. 2 runners gunned out the plate. You can go back and find a microcosm of the game in about 6 or 7 different plays here tonight. Just an unfortunate game. 13 hits, 4 runs. It is what it is. Barrera was perfect out of the bullpen for 2 1/3, by the way. I want to shout that out. Duran, Rosario, Marsh kill us at the top of the order. Then you got some key hits sprinkled out through the rest of the lineup. Lopez solid, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 earned, and then the bullpen didn't give up a run past Mata's inning. So good job by the Red Sox. Almador grounds out here against the Padres, top 9 against the Fathers of San Diego, and the unfortunate out there doesn't advance the runner home, and now it's all on the shoulders of Zach Veen against Michael Grove. His swing is going to be launched. Zach Veen said, it don't matter, I got you. Home run, 3 runs for the Rockies. It's 8-5, and another clutch Colorado coming through. Veen, his 7th homer of the year, an important home run for us. Trying to beat the Padres again. Again, we talked about a thorn in our side, no longer potentially, as this one absolutely smoked. Like that, like the into the microphone. Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Stephen Kwan now with Luke Little up as they are done with their previous pitcher. Kwan takes strike 1, dotted on the outside corner. Up by 3 now. Closer ready. Kwan is going to send this one into right field, and it's actually going to be Alex Hardesty coming in Calderon has been struggling. We're going to make a move here, and we're going to try out Alex Hardesty at the closer spot. 3.86 ERA, but the one thing that maybe we overlooked is those batting averages. I think he's gotten a little bit lucky. Does strike out Ha-Seong Kim. When you have velocity and movement like Hardesty does, it's hard to get quote-unquote lucky. Luis Campusano has been nothing but a professional hitter moving to first base. Juan Guerrero is trying to play it off the wall, but it actually died. Just hit a snag. I don't know if there's like a loose pad out there that stopped that ball dead, but dead it is, and we are now almost down the water blowing this thing. Ethan Salas over the head of Veen. That would be another run. So you got the first out, 3 straight come up and get a hit. 2 doubles back-to-back. 2 RBI doubles back-to-back, mind you. And now we will finally close it out as Veen's under it for the final put out. But scary sights. Maybe Alex Hardesty isn't the closer we think he might be. You have to win. That's all I care about. You got the win. And I'll be happy with that. Against the New York Mets, Ralphie Velasquez facing off against Sean Reed Foley. Runner on first base, bottom 9, down by 1. That's the scenario. Ralphie Velasquez into center field. It would be an easy put out and back to first. I believe is Juan Guerrero. So the New York Metropolitans trying to close things out here. Stephen Kwan up, and he will chase the high fastball. Strikeout for Kwan. You don't see him strike out all too often, but he gets it here in a pivotal spot just right by him. Just wasn't ready for it. Also high. He wasn't going to get a barrel on it either. An unfortunate swing by him. Brings up Zach Veen. He was a hero against San Diego. Can he be a hero here? He lets that pitch go outside for ball 2. Again, speed on first base as well. A good hit in the gap can result in a tie ball game. Veen goes to shortstop. What a play by Lindor. And Frankie baby, why you gotta do that to me? One of my favorites in the game. Ends it there. Frankie Lindor. That's why he gets paid the big bucks to be one of the best hitters and best players just in the game. Period. It just is what it is, and we'll take it from there. Time to look at our first bit of scouting like we usually do here at the end of May. And the first guy on our list, Charles Webster, number 2 on our board, number 2 ranked prospect in Major League Baseball. This year we're picking way later, or actually we're picking 7 or 8, something like that. So if Webster can fall, that'd be great. 4-pitch mix, a couple fastball, changeup, splitter, and sweeping curve. We think his splitter and sweeper are going to be some pretty good pitches, and 2 pitches that are very in vogue right now. Can go deep in the games, has a lot of strikeout potential, and really doesn't have a weakness. We really do like what we see from Webster. We're still going to be scouting some more. Control right now is the one thing we're looking at, and we're like, it's not too great, but Charles Webster, a guy on our board for sure. We'll see if he falls. Sticking with wanting to get guys in position groups, number 5th ranked prospect in all of this draft, Franklin Jacobs. We looked at him. He'd be someone we get in a later round, but he won't be a guy that we pick first round. We just don't see it. We have him 88th ranked on our board. Obviously, that can shift and change. Great bat against lefties. Against righties, you know. The bat overall is okay. Where it really jumps out was defensively. He's a defensive darling, decent speed, but has a huge arm, good stealing ability, just a great athlete and a great fielder, we think, right off the gate. So could be like a platoon outfielder for us if he's there at 88. I doubt it. I know someone's going to jump on the talent, but we're just not as intrigued or convinced as I think maybe some other teams are. Lewis Pittman, remember him? He was a guy that we saw in our first ever draft, went unsigned, went to college, and here he is, back again, the Auburn man. Boo. Bat solid straight up all around. Favors power, but especially favors hitting against left-handed pitchers as a righty, and a very solid glove at third base. Really in the arm, the fielding is okay as it is, but a good arm. So he can play third base, obviously, really, really well. Decent athlete, and Pittman's a guy that I wouldn't mind taking. He's 11th on our board and overall prospect. If some of our guys go at 7, wherever we pick, he's a guy we can get. Thomas Drotar, a guy who can play the outfield and first base as well from Indiana. Really a similar profile to Franklin Jacobs we just watched. Really just looked at. Very good against lefties, not okay against everything else, but just not as similar of an athlete. Fielding's a lot worse. Probably ends up as a first baseman just because of where the fielding is, but not too intrigued with Drotar. I don't think a guy on many people's lists, but a guy that, hey, if he's there with our 4th, 5th pick, I would not mind taking a flyer on him. To end our season, end the month, 30 and 25 to end things here. We're second in the NL West, and right now hold the top wild card spot. Yes, we are the top wild card spot as of right now. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thought it? But we are. We're also going to make some roster moves, and here's how they go. Tommy Domine, you're going down to AAA, buddy. Just hasn't picked it up. Hitting under 200, just hasn't got that bat to where it needs to be. And so we are going to send him down. Let him go down there. We have so many years of him. We don't want to ruin his confidence. We want him to be good. So he's going to go down. And we're calling Benny Montgomery up. He's been awesome. So Benny Montgomery is going to come up and join our ranks. We're going to have to, move Young Keel back to first base, and the DH spot becomes open. It's going to be a whole thing now. So we're going to be playing some more lefty-righties. And the one thing I noticed is Zach Veen has severely struggled against left-handed pitchers, and he struggled as of late the last couple of weeks. Obviously, he had that super hot start. He's starting to come down to earth. So I think by giving him some time here and only batting against righties and giving him some days off against lefties is kind of reset him. And again, Veen has been great against lefties. We're also going to put Chase Dollander in the bullpen and moving Alex Hardesty into the rotation. Dollander just hasn't been doing it, so maybe just giving him some bullpen opportunities would be an option. Hardesty is going to go to the rotation. And another guy, J.J. Rose, he's pushing for a try in MLB. I don't think he's going to get it quite yet, but he's knocking on the door. And that's all we have right now. We're in a good spot. 5 games over 500. Top wild card spot in the West. Does it stick? Does it stay? You be the judge. You have to come back later and find out if it does. Been a fun episode of the Rockies. We'll see you next time here in Colorado.